welcome back to Creature Corner with Jared Krichevsky. I happen to be Jared Krichevsky, if I can say my own name. I don't think I'm good at that. Hi, welcome back. And I hope you guys had a good week. We had a good week. I'm going to welcome in my co-host with the most. Please welcome the Obi-Wan to my Kenobi. It's Matt Millard.
Oh man! Heyo!
Hi. We're all caught up now. We can talk about it.
We can talk about Shinobi-Wan Kenblogi.
Did you have a good weekend?
My weekend, yeah, I had a great weekend, man. I went and floated the Washita River with my friends, and we had a grill out afterwards.
And a grill with oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Oh, it sounds nice. Sounds very nice. This weekend was Monsterpalooza.
Oh, that's right. I missed that.
That's right. But you were eating meats.
I was eating meats and floating waters.
That still sounds pretty nice.
No boys spoilers, please. Got it.
No boys spoilers.
Either that or he's like, no boys spoilers.
Lots of spoilers. Hello, welcome everybody. Okay, all right. No, we will not talk about the boys. Other than it is amazing.
It's really good.
Really, really good. So, fully recommend watching that. Hey, Matt.
Hello.
We're working on stuff today. What are we working on?
Yeah, what are we doing? What's going on?
We should probably show what we're working on. Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap up today. So today we kind of, the last 3 episodes have been us just kind of like noodling on old projects. So we kind of just want to keep going on that and then wrap these up. And then next week we'll start something new.
Yeah.
Thought it would be fun to wrap this up. Basically, the things that I still feel like I need to do a little bit is just a little bit more pose work, and maybe some more details. If I can get it in, I might add some threads in there with fiber mesh, and then I think that's it. We've got some lighting set up already in Keyshot, so it's just going to be. Then bam, send it over, and then we'll do some renders and call it a night.
That's what we like.
That's what we like. Wrapping things up, getting things done. Getting things done. So Matt, why don't you show us what's up?
Let's show us what's up. Let's see what's going on.
I was looking rad, dude.
I've got my gnarly man here.
He's very gnarly.
My crazy beard. Thank you, dude. All the skulls. Been doing a lot of armor work the last couple of weeks, and then recently in these episodes, I was able to focus on the kind of like John Carpenter thing, split Hellraiser thing going on right here. This mutated necromancy giant nastiness, and now again, I've got a whole sword. I need to pose him. Look at this sword. I got this sword right here. Let's see. There we go. So I need to get a pose with the sword. He's holding the sword. He's looking mean. He's looking scary. But this arm is just a little too.
Holding the sword.
The arm's a little naked for me. So I split him off, and I'm just gonna get some wraps around his arm. Then I'll get a simple pose and start rendering.
You got a good wraps technique that you like?
Let's see. Like what I usually do is. So this thing's dynameshed, right? So hopefully this doesn't just completely fail. But what I'll do is I'll mask off a section like this, like, ooh, I want wraps on this area. I'll just go ahead and duplicate this guy. So load this arm out. I'm just going to kill off the rest of the model. And then what I'll do from here is I'll Z-remesh it nice and low. Maybe store a little projection point right here just in case it starts to shrink a little bit. And I'll usually just, whatever it says right here, I'll just Z-remesh it and see what's going on. And what we'll end up doing is we'll try and get like some really low res, probably like 15 or 20 different divisions along the arm. So let's see. So like this right here is way too much. We don't even like that. It's upsetting how bad that is.
And it hurts to look at.
Yeah, it makes me
Personally, I'm offended.
And I usually with stuff like this, I'll turn off adaptive whenever I'm trying to get these meshes so that it doesn't give you more density in these other areas. I'm looking for even topology. So I'm going to kick it down to 2. And we can see that, there's some really, we don't know what that is. We don't know why it's doing that. But that's okay. Usually what I do to fix this is I've noticed that sometimes ZBrush just doesn't know that there's a border there. So I'll just extrude a little border, get a poly loop.
Oh,
boom. Then it's fixed.
Wouldn't you you could group loop that too, right?
Yeah, I mean there's 100 different ways to do this. It's just like sometimes I'll just right there. Now I have like just a natural loop. I can delete what I have, and then we're just going to go lower and lower. And then eventually what I'll do is I just add poly groups to every individual strip.
Oh, nice.
So let's just go ahead, make sure that we can project that history just to keep that form. See, it's already lost so much form, but whenever you project that history, it's going to kick it right back up to where it lives on the model. And so then I'll just start...
I always forget to use that. Like, I know it's there.
Dude, it's so nice. And then I'll just start halving it from there.
It's like, that's
half,
it. I mean,
half,
duplicating the model
half
is so old school.
Like that. So I just go half and half and half. Yeah, I mean, duplicate, but I always do it. I know you still always do it too. I always do it just for that. There's that anxious, like, oh man, I need that model. Yeah, so there we are. So now I've got my topology. Take a look. And it's just living right there. History is projected on it. This is actually, I think I want less. I think I want less than that. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll go ahead and duplicate this. Like I always keep my base, right? Like I get my base little section here. I'm always going to keep this. I'll duplicate it and then I'll start messing with this one. So again, there's 100 different ways to do this, but what I do is I'll just go through and start poly grouping every other little strip here. And then you'll just use the cloth brush to wrap around your mesh after you separate your poly groups. You'll have a couple of different, right? So I've got them all separated. Boop. Then I'll split hidden. There I go. So now I've got like 2 sections of straps. And what I can do is I'll auto group these, merge these down. Whoops. Delete that.
Merge it down, call it your buddy.
Merge it down and call it your friend.
Call it your friend.
And let's see if that I actually might have screwed that up. Yeah, I screwed that up. That's okay though. Yeah, because if you do that, that'll screw it up. And then I just have 2 little groups of strips that I can play around with the dam. There we go. Split. Give them some love, and we'll turn on that dynamic subdivision to get that thickness, and then I'll do that, and then turn on your dynamics.
It looks lovely,
right?
Now you got wraps,
and so I'll do flat subdivisions, and then I'll do smooth. There you go, like that. And now they're there. That's what they like to do.
They're having a good time.
There we go. get some. There you go. Perfect. All right. I had to get a edge loop around those, but yeah, now it's like working perfectly. So let's turn this on, get some thickness up.
A little bit of a cloth brush, cloth dynamics.
Yeah. And then since they're all like different poly groups, then you can go ahead, grab this guy, and crap, even use the oh crap! You could even use the transposed cloth.
Oh hell! Oh
Right?
hell!
And so I'll just take this and be like, I'm going to tilt it. Maybe I'll scale it, and then it just naturally is kind of following and folding like you would assume a wrap would here. And you just take your little brush, kind of wiggle that bingo in. You got to wiggle the bingo sometimes. I mean, you know that.
Wiggle the bingo?
You got to wiggle that bingo right on in, brother. It feels good.
Feels good to wiggle the bingo.
It feels good. Yeah. And so that's how I do wraps. How do you do wraps?
I mean, it's not much different. It's really not that much different.
That's how I do it.
It's a lot of like slicing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So it's the same thing, just without the Z remeshing, right?
No, you know, of course you got to Z remesh. Got to Z remesh that guy in there.
Got to Z remesh that guy.
Got to Z remesh that guy in there. Yeah, man. So, what's good, man? I was watching the Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And you know, we were chatting about it.
And you're like, so you said it sucked.
So you said it sucked. I mean, like, to cut. You did not enjoy it.
Dude, I mean, again, just to reiterate our last conversation, I am unconditional love for the series. But wow, I mean, I don't even know where to start. It's just, I'm like, dude, this is crazy.
You know, I liked it. I thought it was fine. I don't know. I think it's gorgeous. It looked beautiful.
You liked it. You thought it was fine.
To my exact quote is, it was fine.
I thought the exact quote was, "I'm 2 minutes in and I hate," or I'm 2 episodes in and I hate this.
That was 6 minutes in, but ultimately I changed my mind to like, it's fine. I like it. I'm allowed to change my mind.
I guess the show's not all the way out yet, so there's no telling where.
There's you know, when you're going episode by episode, I guess you just have to take it on a basis. But I mean, I'm already enjoying it more than Boba Fett.
See, that's where I disagree easily.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Did Boba Fett? I have.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, come on. In Boba Fett, you've got too many cool things happening in Boba Fett. What you have in Obi-Wan is what I feel like is like just some. I don't know, dude.
I don't know how you could have watched the third episode and not thought that. That was the third. It's still delicious.
The third episode was delicious.
The third episode of Obi-Wan. That was
the third episode of Obi-Wan had the recipe for greatness and was garbage, dude.
What?
Like, yeah. Come on.
Garbage.
Yeah, it was garbage.
You mean,
dude,
raccoon burrow garbage?
I'm talking 7-year-old dumpster fire still burning somehow.
Wow, I'm talking trash heaps buried under mountains. Just formations of sludge and doom and radioactive men. I don't know.
Radioactive men.
But really, you felt like nothing. Like
so like, dude, here's the deal. Like, it's obviously like the coolest. It's the coolest thing you could want, right? But just to have Darth Vader in a TV show is awesome. And trying to obviously stay away from spoilers. But dude,
given perspective, I totally understand. Like, when we were kids, Star Wars was everything. We had to wait forever in between episodes or movies. Like for us, it was years long waits, and now it's like every year, boom, boom, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars.
Dude, just some of the
flood of content.
Some of the writing has just killed me on that.
Yeah, to us old folks, you know, like
I mean,
wait a year, you know.
I mean, you're right. You're right. And yes, dude, it's beautiful. The subject matter is awesome, but I'm just like every episode, I'm like, oh no, I don't know. I'm not usually that like.
I mean, look,
I'm not usually like that critical of Star Wars stuff, but like, dude, there was some the I don't know. The scene was.
I mean, like some of the storytelling, some of the dialogue is a little silly.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of my big issue with it.
It's. I mean, some of it's
I felt like there were a lot of missed opportunities in Boba Fett, and it's weird that the character that the show is named after leaves the show for 2 episodes, while you bring in the character from another series, and I just felt like a switch 'em up.
Yeah, but arguably those episodes were some of the best episodes.
That's the problem. Way better that's the problem. Is like if your own lead character exits the show.
We've got a question here.
Oh, we do have a real. What's something Oh. Okay, so we have a technical question and then a kind of philosophical question.
Oh, okay.
So
deep stuff.
I think the next, I think let's answer the ZBrush question, and then we'll add. And since you've got organic components, what do you think? Any tips on merging multiple organic components? I mean, just my thought is just make sure they're polygrouped.
Yeah, it depends on what the end game is, right? Are you saying you want everything to be one mesh, or are you just trying to merge them all together? Because I mean, even if you merge them all together, you can always auto group it. You just want to have control if you're trying to keep separate parts.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, just it's about control, like what you want to do. Merging multiple organic components. Yeah, and then I would say like save a version, like version up, save that as a backup, and then go ahead and weld it all together. At some point, you just got to move forward and weld everything together.
Yeah,
just like I understand the feeling of like hesitancy. So version up, and if you screw up, you can always go back. That's just being very careful and pragmatic with your assets, and things like that. For client work, I'll save out probably not hundreds, but at least like a good couple dozen of every file.
Oh yeah.
Just for safety's sake and backup sake, because you will accidentally like save over something, or something will crash, something will go wrong. So just always version up and make sure everything's backed up. Let's see. Okay. What is something you know about your profession now that when you wish you knew when you started? So, I mean, there's so much. There's so much there that I was thinking about. But the big one I would say is don't burn out, and take care of your body and health. You will. We talk about it all the time. But like you will suffer if you love the work. Your body will pay a price.
Yeah, I think one thing I might say would be pursue what you like, and if you don't know what you like yet, try everything.
There you go. See, that's really nice.
Like,
I'm like, this job will destroy your body. And you're like, just try something nice.
there's just a lot of different things to do in this industry. You know what I mean?
It's
And
it's not just like 3D modeling and texturing. Like there's so many components inside of what you could do. I was watching a stream on compositors, just like full on like
oh my god, yeah.
dive into compositing, and that's a whole other like discipline.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had to do
Just like
a lot.
Crazy, amazing discipline.
Yeah, after like one of the jobs in like lead look dev is to kind of do just like a base comp for shots, and then you give it over to comp and like here's your template. This is how I lit the shot. This is the basic direction, and then it goes into like compositing hell. But even like learning those, all of that stuff, it's so fun, and it only makes you smarter and more valuable too,
Yeah, like, and it depends. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to touch a shot? Do you want to you want to build land? Do you want to build worlds? So many places to go. What can you do? But I would say take care of yourself. Pace yourself. Burnout is not worth it.
It's true.
Yeah. Let's see. By the way, what happened to the skinny weird guy you did before? Weird in a good way. Oh, our tall boys.
Tall boys.
Matt was having a hard time with his tall boy.
It was just a big, it was more of a grand idea than some locked in concept. Thanks for calling me out, by the way. It's my fault that we're not doing this.
It's your fault.
Jesus.
You had feelings. Yeah, you had feelings about it. You were like, I don't want to do this. Let's just wrap up some other guys.
There we go.
But now I get to work on Skeletor, so it's rad.
Someone is, am I a huge fan of Wolverine? Yeah, he's great. He inspired my beard.
Oh, Matt is Wolverine.
It's true.
It's true. If Wolverine were from Arkansas.
I mean, he's kind of from Arkansas. You never know.
Is Canada Arkansas?
Same thing.
Same thing. Same. Totally.
It's totally the exact same thing.
Totally exact same thing. All right, we're going to find out if any of the posing I've done has been worth it. All I did really was kind of tilt the. Now he's more like, "Hey, how's it going?" Yeah. So now I'm going to send him back, do a little bit more cape work, and then I think it's time to give him some threads. Maybe I don't know, kind of fancy. Did you guys watch Love, Death, and Robots season 3? Yeah, dude, it was amazing. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's just awesome. My favorite was Night of the Mini Dead, and then I liked the crab one.
The crab did the crab was awesome.
I think you directed that one, and it was awesome.
Yeah, the crab was awesome.
The crab was awesome. That made me very happy as a
huge fan of crabs.
Big of crabs, of Lovecraftian lore. I mean, like, come on, there was the whole package. Jabaro was great, a little like wild. I was like, oh boy, this camera is shaky. But I did enjoy it. I also like the opener.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too.
That hit you in the feels.
Yeah, because what is that? It's like did they do that every time or just the first season and the second season?
Oh,
Is that
they're recurring, right?
yeah yeah.
Okay. Oh, we gotta do some text work. We gotta do some smoke.
Some smoke.
Some smoke.
Yeah, someone asked if we were ready for Prey. Yeah, it looks cool.
Oh man, the that trailer got me all kinds of hype because the people have been talking about for ages, like going back to the singular, like why the Predator does what it does. Right now, Predator's been kind of relegated to fighting the alien a bunch.
Yeah, sorry, I was zoning out. The what we talked about earlier, I thought was cool. They had the whole trailer, and it's this like old Comanche tribe, but they're all speaking English, and I was like, this is weird. But then I read that article on Slash Film, and they filmed it in both languages,
which is crazy.
It's awesome.
Awesome. When you think about like how hard it is to just shoot a movie, and then essentially they shot the movie twice.
Yeah, that's insane.
2 different movies, like that is awesome, and I'm really excited about it. I wish it was coming to theaters.
Is it not? Is it just Hulu?
I think it's just Hulu. So that makes me, have a sad.
Makes me have a sad time.
It makes me have a sad time. But like on that note, I think Hulu's been killing it with horror lately. I've enjoyed a lot of their movies that have been on there.
I don't know anything about it.
Wouldn't know.
I haven't been on Hulu. Yeah, I hadn't been on Hulu in a minute.
Oh, so still worth it. Pretty rad.
Like what's on there that's so dope?
Well, there's that. There's that Sebastian Stan movie. Pam and Tommy was really good. There's a bunch.
That's not a horror film. You said there was horror movies on there.
There are horror movies on.
You're just making stuff up.
I'm not. I'm not. I promise.
Okay.
I saw them. I watched them.
That's okay.
We're in Scary Clown Town.
Yeah, that. You know what?
It's perfect for Skeletor.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
The power is mine. We're having a good time. We're having a good time.
Just a couple of dudes having a good time.
Couple of dudes making dudes. messed up dudes.
Couple of dudes making dudes.
Oh, Matt, you saw Crimes of the Future.
I sure did.
He sure did. And he hasn't talked about it with us like at all. Like,
is someone asking about it?
Someone who tells you about things that he saw. He has not talked about Crimes of the Future.
It's true. I haven't said a thing. I mean, I said some things. I said a few things.
You did say some things, and it got me curious.
It gets people curious, the things that I say.
It's a curiosity. I'm going to turn off the Clown Town.
Yeah, it's
Clown Town was too much, man.
It's looking a little rough. Yeah, it was feeling a little rough. Yeah, man. It's definitely whatever you're expecting.
It is not.
It's like a Lynchian. It's like watching Cronenberg's Eraserhead, is what it is.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, maybe I saw it in the wrong mindset or something, but I was like, I mean, it's like high art, college film weirdness.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff in it, but I was not expecting what I saw. I was expecting more of like, and I didn't really look into the film as I usually don't. I usually go in just blind, but I was like, Cronenberg. Yeah,
You'll watch the first trailer and then because you have specific rules. Matt's got rules for this.
I do, man. I've got rules, man. If I'm like halfway through a trailer and I'm like, that looks tight, I stop the trailer and then I wait for it to go. It's all
will
true.
Refuse to consume any content related to.
Oh yeah, I can't stand it because that stuff makes you have opinions on movies you haven't seen yet, and it's like, okay, even if one person said that movie was good or bad, I'm already expecting it to be one way or the other, right? So, food for thought. Something to think about.
No, I understand. I get what you mean. I don't think any of it really affects how I feel, like when I'm watching it. I'm just able.
Well, good for you.
Able to achieve that level of immersion.
I guess I'm just far more superior. I'm so superior.
I'm very superior. I have a large temporal lobe. Good God, man. I don't care. I'll spoil myself. I'll read all of it. I don't care.
I don't like that. That's not fun.
It depends on the thing. Now, the Batman, I did what Matt does, because I was like, okay, I think per show I'm gonna have those rules.
Right, I feel that.
Because like, there are some movies where I'm like, okay, maybe I worked on it, and I'm like, I want to know how it's going.
Right.
And then you're like, okay, let's do a deep dive. Other shows, not so much. But like the Batman, I didn't want to know any spoilers.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm not sure. There are some movies where I'll read stuff about it, but I try and stay away from everything because I want to be like a little kid watching it. You know what I mean? I want to be like, oh wow, I had no idea that was going to happen. That's really fun.
Well, what I've noticed is there's always a level of spoiler that they won't give away, which is why you have to be careful on social media, because people, journalists, they won't give away too much, but people online are like, bah!
Yeah,
oh,
right.
God. They're that person at the party. They hear something from somebody and then they run over to the other group and they tell the other group that immediately, and as loud as possible. You're like, dude. Hey, man. I always thought Skeletor was like a witch king, like a witch sorcerer.
He's a warlock.
He's a warlock. He's a witch warlock. Same thing.
Right? Same thing.
But like, his powers tore off his face. It's rad.
His powers tore off his face. That feels good.
Like, how else do you become a Skeletor?
Yeah, it feels good.
How does one, I would like to know, personally, I would like to be a Skeletor. Okay, question. Silly question. No such thing as a silly question. But what is the best way to present a character to the customer? I mean, in frame, with perspective, etc., or isolated from all distractions, solo model?
Ah, I see.
I mean, ideally, like gray background, because you're gonna let's say we're in a concept design situation where we got to do a 3D character for a client and they want to see stuff quickly. Like, probably I wouldn't do the ground here. I mean, maybe I would. I could probably render this like a nice full body. So usually what I give the client is like a full body 3/4 view of the design. And then you'll want to do some close-ups with options, things like that. Maybe at an early stage, we start with drawings, sketches, just to get a general vibe. But generally, it's always kind of like front 3/4, and then you might do a back 3/4. Nowadays, we're turning in full 3D turntables and characters and things like that. So, and that they definitely like that stuff. That stuff gets approved. That's because clients can see every part of it. Marketing can kind of get their eyes on it and look at stuff. It's not just one person that has to say yes to your design. It's like a whole machinery of people and agents and writers and producers and executive producers, and it's a boardroom table of people. And sometimes the one person who can say no says no, and then other times everybody says yes. So if you get a yes, it's amazing. Indie Respawn. Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on?
I actually have your skull right here. So this is the coolest thing on Creature Corner is our.
Oh no! Wait, is this?
Yeah.
Oh, sick, dude.
Hey. So, Indie Respawn sent me a message. This was from your eardrum surgery. That's correct? And they took an MRI of your skull. You asked if they could, send you the geometry. And they got it approved. Sick. And so he sent it to us. So this is actually the inside of our fan's skull.
Wow, dude, that is cool? Awesome.
It is so crazy. So this is actual human skull here. And this is what's so fascinating. The things that surprised me about it, one was the thickness here. Generally, you got your data from them, which I also would do. I had my dental molds. I saved my dental molds.
Dude, I've got mine too.
Yeah, because it's super cool. Why not?
Cool.
There's something bizarre about knowing what the inside of your body looks like, and now to have a stranger come and I'm gonna tumble around your skull, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna judge you based on your nasal cavity. But one thing that shocked me was how thick the this bone is right here.
Yeah, that's
usually it's I have 3D scans and I even have a replica skull, but it surprised me on the thickness here. I don't know why that's interesting.
You can see the stepping in the scan itself right on the side of the skull there.
Yeah, look at that geometry. So really fun. This is I love this word, temporomandibular joint. Huh?
Mandibular. Fetch me my coffee, Mandibular. It's going to be a long day.
But dude, your brain's in there. That's where
that's where
you are. You're up in there. Isn't that wild?
That's where your meat pilot is.
Tumble away. Oh no. We're gonna turn you into Soup Man.
Beware of Soup Man.
Look at that, Matt.
Dude, that is sick. That is sick.
That's all that inner stuff in there.
Dude, we gotta print that and just drink coffee.
Put a planter in it.
Yes.
Put some dirt and grow like a bonsai tree or something. I don't know. That's what I would do. This is rad, man. That's cool.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
That is so sick.
That is the coolest thing.
Yeah. That's
By the way,
dude.
Send us your anatomy. Oh wait, no, not that anatomy. If you have a cool scan of your skull, send it our way. I want a cool scan. Mandibular.
Mandibula. I thought I'd never see you again.
My brain into an ice cube tray. Yes.
That
That would be amazing. That's amazing. Please make it an ice cube tray. Like
I think that also sounds like something you say right before you go party. Like, I'm gonna turn my brain into an ice cube tray.
Like, wouldn't it be fun to serve like guests with that?
Oh yeah,
that's what I would do. It's like, here, enjoy these chips. Eat them from my skull.
Eat them from my cranium.
For they are from my cranium. Enjoy my brain chips.
My cranium sounds like some sort of superhero or supervillain intelligence, like serum that makes their brain grow.
Brainium. It would be called like brain growium.
He's taken too much my cranium.
My cranium. My cranium.
It's finally happening. He's taken too much my cranium.
Damn you. Damn you.
Damn you, brain lord.
Damn you to heck. Damn you. Produce. Rename Ropies. All right. I think I got the pose pretty much tightened up. Cape looked more epic.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cool.
Much more epic.
Flowing in the epic wind of Skeletor.
In the epic wind. I think I'll turn the head one more time. Put some threads on those edges. And I think we're ready to call it.
We've got a technical question.
Get it into render town, you know what I mean?
What is he saying? If you have an arm or leg that's folded and are using Dynamesh, is there a way to keep the mesh divided so the fold between them stays clear?
You're going to have to polygroup them.
Right.
But, I mean, really the best way is probably to remesh and then store it as a layer. Arm or leg that's folded. Because it's like, the question is like, do you need to unfold them?
Well, I'm assuming that it's folded, and whenever you Dynameshes, it might like close up a space. I don't know.
Yeah. Because if you Dynamesh, it's definitely. But if you like slice that sucker and you Dynamesh anyway, it's going to create that gap.
Yeah, and also you can just polygroup and then Dynamesh by polygroup.
Yeah, you can also Dynamesh, keep them as groups, and then kind of sculpt the seam in between. Right. So that's kind of what we'll do as well. I've never played with Houdini.
I've played with a little bit of Houdini whenever I was in.
Did you like it?
I mean, it's.
Was it magic? Did you experience the magic?
It's like, you spend a couple of years learning Encloth and you can do all of that stuff in like 4 seconds in Houdini, but it's also like it's a whole different side of your brain working with this stuff, man, for sure. Like, because you basically and I'm familiar. I was getting familiar with like node-based workflows and like Nuke and stuff like that, but it's not just on like one level. Like you've got like, here are my 4 nodes, and then you dive into those nodes, and then it just opens up a whole nother level that constructs the previous parent node. And then you can dive into all of those nodes, and then those nodes, all the way down to where it's like just point information. You can get all the way down to like
really
the mechanical like part of it.
Wow.
And so it's wild, dude. It's awesome, and mad respect for Houdini artists. They're insane.
They're good people.
We love them.
We like them.
We love them. They're good people. Okay. Hello from Jamaica. Nice.
Whoa,
Thanks
hey,
for
man.
tuning in.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. I went to Jamaica once. I mean, obviously. Beautiful. It's gorgeous, man. It's so beautiful.
Let's see.
I'm in a garage.
I'm in a garage.
I'm in a garage with Marge.
Okay. Let's see what's going on here. I have worked a little bit with HD geometry into Respawn, but there have been some times in production where I've used it, but I haven't spent a lot of time in it.
Like I know Chris Costa uses it a lot. And he's got a really good workflow for that. And that's if you're going to be doing like photoreal portraits.
Yeah.
Where you really need that, fine level of poor detail.
Yeah.
The problem with what I found with HD is just getting out of it. Because once you're in it, you can't get out.
You can't get out.
You can't get out. And so there's a whole workflow to work around it, which in my day-to-day job, I'm not going to deal with. But it does have its place. It's used for like ultra level detailing, like really, really, because I think you can subdivide to like 1 billion or something like that. Crazy.
1 billion.
1 billion polys. You will deliver 1 billion polys to this account. Oh, I'm sorry. I only take my money in vertices.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. When you get used to node approach, you can achieve incredible results. Like the geometry nodes that I've seen out of Blender are really cool. I haven't played with them personally, but they look awesome. People are very cool, and they're doing cool things.
Cool things are dope. Dope stuff.
Hey, cool things are dope. Cool things are sick nasty.
Sick nasty. Your Honor. It's sick nasty, Your Honor.
Bailiff, take him away. It's too sick nasty.
It's too sick nasty, Your Honor. It can't be done. Don't forget, it's always a judge.
It's always a judge, a lawyer, a doctor. I mean, we should add a juror in there at some point. I don't know.
Your Honor. The jury is saying, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I have to go to the bathroom. We'll take a recess. All right. So I'm pretty satisfied with the pose. I could probably, tilt the body just a little bit more.
Have you seen it in a camera yet?
No. Good point. That's a good point, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I swear to God.
Argumentative.
I've never seen this kid in my entire life.
I've never seen Skeletor.
Okay.
It took me a long time to get used to nodes, just even in Keyshot.
Yeah, it's a weird way of thinking, but I mean, it's not too bad at all.
Yeah, once they get
too bad at all.
Hey, he looks pretty good. I lost all my materials, but I wasn't really married to those materials.
Yeah, I completely lost the Keyshot scene I had on this guy, so we'll be going ground up whenever I get there.
But sometimes it's okay because you'd end up doing it better anyway the next time. Yeah, Batman.
Did you say Batman?
Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, Batman.
Yeah, Batman. I've invaded your universe. That's amazing. Your bone giant looks like a monster in Callisto Protocol.
That game looks sick, dude.
It looks sick.
I've been following that artist for a very long time, and I'm super stoked. I haven't used my pen once. It's just all been mouse today.
Sometimes you got a mouse.
Sometimes you got to mouse it down, boys. I think I'll just, let's see here.
Oh.
Okay. So I think, let's do.
It's still a little bit stagnant. Do I feel like fixing it all is the question.
That's the main question, Your
The
Honor.
main question. This double head guy's armor reminds me of TMNT Shredder.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, because of the crazy armor here, probably.
The blades look like they shred.
They shred.
They shred!
Them boys shredding.
The boys are shredding. Talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, turtles.
Beep, 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 boop. Stubba dibba doop doo. Stubba dubba.
Stubba dubba.
Stubba dubba.
Skibba dibby doop doop. Stubba dubba.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The marmot garble.
You almost got it. I'll take it.
Marmot.
Marmot.
The marmot garbles.
Okay.
He's having a good time, Your Honor.
Let's see. What are we going to do with this giant sword here? And why did I not leave it at the origin? These are questions that we all have.
Just saying they haunt us. They haunt us all.
So why did I not leave it at the origin? That's what we want to know. It's a lot.
So Callisto Protocol, that looks like a game.
Oh, dude, it looks awesome.
Anytime you have evil monsters in space.
Yeah, gosh, I wish I could remember the dude's name.
The artist?
Yeah, like one of the main artists. He's been doing these crazy just VFX posts for years, and then I found out within the last year and a half, he's like, "Yeah, we're working on this video game." I was like, "Oh shit, that's gonna be gnarly."
You'll have to find out who that is.
Yeah, I've been trying to surf.
I'm sure
through
I follow them, and you know how it is.
Yeah, I've been trying to surf through my Instagram on to kind of try and find it, but I can't figure it out because I'm not smart.
I love the look. It looks super cinematic. It looks like they're gonna have a good time.
They're having a good time, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we're not
okay. Yeah, he mentioned it.
Oh, Glowco, yeah.
Yeah, that dude's
amazing.
insane.
He, by the way, he wrote an ebook on anatomy, and it's fantastic.
That's awesome, dude.
So I fully recommend picking that up, and I actually recommend it to my students. I say, student,
I say, student, hear me.
I vow to pass on the knowledge given from me to you, so that you might carry on your own journey.
Carry on my way.
You can buy 2 for 1.
You can buy 2 for 1, boys. That's what we're here for.
Oh man, that's why we stream.
That's why we stream. It's all about the twofer.
All those special deals. Anyway, hope you all are doing well, having a nice time.
Thank you for being our friends and having
Thank
fun
you
with
for
us.
joining us and being our friends.
Are you guys making any scary, creepy, abnormal termination errors right now? Are y'all making that? Because that's what I'm doing. See you later, abnormal termination. Yeah. That's nice. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. What were you trying to do?
I was trying to get my guy into T-pose master, but he's like 100,000 kajillion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things to where it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, there might have to be some re-engineering because it's just too much. It's almost 50 million.
Oh, that's a lot.
It is.
Are you going to detonate or?
Well, I was trying to remesh everything right before we got on the stream, but it was taking too much CPU and was killing the.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we weren't sure if Matt was going to make it tonight.
It's true. Everything is true that he's saying. It's not a lie.
The story.
Story. Okay, so maybe what we'll do is just hang out. Let's just hang out with our friends.
Rotating this in, getting him looking really nice and buttery.
He's getting butter.
He's getting butter. And getting butter and butter. Just got to keep working at it. One of the Gnomon streamers tried to export a character from ZB previously, and it almost crashed the stream. Don't crash the streams.
Don't crash the streams. Why'd you have to crash your screams? Crash your screams.
Crash your screams.
You've got to crash your scream.
Band name. Crash of Screams.
Crash of Screams.
A crash. How much is the Crash of Screams?
How much is Lightning Crashes by Live, the band that everybody
Lightning
knows?
crashes.
See, Jared knows.
Oh, man.
Only real ones understand.
Well, like, dude, when that song was on the radio, it was on non-stop.
Oh, man.
That one was everywhere. Forever. Oh, man.
Yes.
It was like, whew. It was a lot. But it was a good song. What happened? They're no longer.
That's what he sounds like.
What he sounds like.
That's what he sounds
Is that
like.
what he sounds like now?
That's what he sounds like.
Oh.
All right. Guess I'll just keep it nice and easy and just kind of pose this sword right here. And man, I'm going to have to figure out how to get that arm. That's going to be a shiver me timbers.
It's going to shiver the timbers?
That's going to be a shiver me timbers, my lord.
That's going to be one shiver me timbers. Oh.
And until he timbered, he might have shimbered. Let's just go ahead and delete invisible, just see if we get lucky. Maybe there's some stuff in there I don't need. Who knows? Oh, yeah. See, getting rid of a bunch of stuff. Look at that.
Delete invisible? Where is that?
You do this. You go like this. You're like, go away, bad boys. Go away.
Yo, get out of here.
Oh, it's under Subtool Master. Delete invisible. It just deletes everything you have turned off.
Really?
Yeah, man. I use it all the time.
Oh, what?
What?
I see do invisible. Oh, there it is. What's do invisible? I'm not gonna press that. But
I wouldn't press that if I were you.
I wouldn't press it.
Sounds kind of scary.
I wouldn't go pressing that.
I wouldn't go pressing that, Your Honor.
You ever just press a button and be like, well, how much caffeine you take per day? It seems too much. Sorry. Let me tell you something. We are fused to computers.
It's true what they say about us.
It's true.
And how we're fused to computers.
We're more machine than man. Oh, yes, my friend. We are a lot. We are
I mean, I usually start the day with, and I'm not endorsing anything, but you asked, and I drink 32 ounces of coffee in the morning. And that's just
32?
Yeah. With some ice. There's ice in there displaced, so probably not 32.
Oh, my God.
But
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
If you've ever met a full-blown psycho. Whenever I was living with David, bro, we would drive to Aaron Sims. I'd show up with my big 32-ounce coffee from Starbucks, and he would say, I don't believe anyone should ever drink that much coffee. That was 7 years ago. No, I'm just kidding. That was like 5 years ago.
Oh, my God.
Just something to think about,
Jesus,
guys.
man.
Don't be like me.
You're going on the speed run, the lifetime speed run.
And that's why I opened it with the I'm not endorsing anything.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
I'm a 2-cup coffee per day.
Yeah, see,
when I'm working.
That's about 16 ounces.
It's about, okay, that's a lot still. That's true.
So you can get off your high horse there.
Get off your high horse.
Mr. Big Boy.
The 32?
32! Jesus!
He said, I'm about to make some smoke with ZSketch. You ever use that? ZSketch.
I'm about to make some smoke with. Oh, I thought that was some sort of
like gibberish
street slang. Yeah.
I'm
about to make some smoke with
it's fun when like people no longer know what you're saying at like any level of seriousness.
What's going on? What are you doing? What's the deal?
Well, we're about to find out.
I'm about to remesh, so if my computer just completely blacks out, it's okay. Oh, I see. It's like the Z-sphere stuff?
Yeah. I thought it'd be fun to do.
That's fun.
Good for making smoke and effects, things like that. If I can remember how to use it, that would be even cooler.
That's the best part of tools is remembering how to use them.
There it is. Okay. So basically, you take a Z-sphere. Yeah, you take a Z-sphere, you turn on Edit Sketch, and then like you can start making little.
You just kind of wiggle them around.
Yeah, just kind of wiggle them around. And then what's really fun is because it's Z-sphere stuff, you can switch between the modes, like move, scale, rotate, pull these guys out there, and you can actually shape them around. So when we apply your little foggy material on them, they'll look nice and floofy.
That's fun, dude.
You can scale and grab little ones, big ones.
That's a fun thing to be a part of.
It's a really good time. And it's, the scale is based off your brush. And then after that, you can turn it to Dynamesh anyway.
Dude, it just makes me want to make a bunch of caterpillars and worms.
Right.
Look at that. Look at all those earthworms. Earthworms.
They're earth.
Look at those earthworms.
Earthworms. Oh my God. What's wrong with us? Have we seen Moon Knight? I watched it and I was very confused.
I watched it. I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Were you confused?
I mean, it was a fun TV show. I wasn't too confused. I thought it was fun.
Okay. I was confused. It was fun.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Obi-Wan is garbage.
I do. Come on. Come on. I don't. No. No. He's got opinions.
I think for the first 3 episodes, I have found absolutely.
Matt, you're cutting out. He's dying. He's done for. He missed. Oh. Are you back?
Am I back? Or I don't know. Am I? Am I back or am I not?
I think you're back. You're back.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not back. No. I'm not back.
You're not back. You need to pop? You need to pop out? Pop out, come back?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. He's gonna pop out. All right. Well, we'll see Matt in a little bit. Hi, everybody. It's me, Jared. I'm the host. It's me. Hope you're all having a good time. We're making some floofy little clouds here using ZSketch. If you have any questions for me, now would be a good time. Or later, anytime, really, whatever's convenient. Last question was, they say Oscar Isaac was good in it. I mean, he was very good. He's a good actor. I was a little confused that he was several characters at once. That didn't catch on to me. I was like, what is going on? But I thought his costume looked dope, and I thought all the gods looked really cool. I liked Ethan Hawke, even though I didn't really know what his character was or his character's motivation or why he was doing anything that was happening, any of that. So anyway, so now I've got some clouds, some little floofy clouds. We can kind of start to shape and direct these a little bit. Switch into move mode. We'll see how it looks when we hit the render button. Now, it's not going to look perfect right here, but we're also going to add things like noise. That'll add some additional details to it. Just gonna scale these up a little bit. Scale. Matt's messaging me. He's very sad he's not here. Oh, Matt. Oh, no. His computer is toast. It's gone and never coming back. I told him to stop putting cheddar cheese on his computer. Like, don't pour melted cheddar cheese on a computer, buddy. It's not good for you, but he doesn't want to listen to me. Anyway, how's everyone doing? You having a good time? Tell me what's on your mind. R.I.P. Matt's computer. You're right. I told him to stop putting melted cheese on it. said you can put it on the keyboard, but leave it off the CPU. Loves it. You guys see any movies? Last movie I watched was Underwater. I rewatched that with Kristen Stewart. Excellent movie. With all these bubbles and textures, you're trying to push the maximum of the ZBrush. Why don't you make it on post? Oh, well, with these guys, these are actually very lightweight because it's Z spheres right now. So it's pretty lightweight. And if I were to make a geometry, so turn on adaptive skin, and then you can just hit A to preview it, and that's what it looks like. So A hits we're in cool puffy smokeland, and then A again. Now it's actual geometry. So there's a couple ways that you can keep it geometry. You can create a unified skin, or whatever you want. You can also hit make polymesh 3D, which is kind of my preferred method. Reason why I like to do that is because then you can append it and then turn off the Z-sphere and just work with this geometry now. And it's a little, it's dense, but my computer is also really powerful. And so it's super neato, and I like it very much. Oh, guess who's back? Back again. Yes, it's Matt. He's my friend. Hello, Matt.
Here, let's hang out. How'd it go? What happened? Did I miss anything?
We were talking about how you like to pour hot cheddar cheese on your computer.
Everybody knows that about me. Everybody knows that about me.
It's something that you've talked about.
I've mentioned it before.
You mentioned it before.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is, this model has just gotten too heavy for me to do
you hit a
certain
point
things
just like...
on stream. Yeah, so I'll have to pose it. I'll have to pose it. I'll just keep noodling on it until I can pose it afterwards. But
sculpt away.
I'm gonna sculpt away.
I think he's gonna sculpt away. I was making some clouds, and it kind of looks like he's standing on a marshmallow.
It does, yeah. Until you get it in that render, right? That'll be nice.
Right. But it's kind of fun, He's, here's Skeletor, master of sorcery,
master of tomfoolery,
friend of Batman.
He loves Batman. Huge Batman fan.
Huge Batman fan. I'm gonna add some noise to it too. Have you thought? I also thought what would also be an interesting effect if we did fiber mesh on top of it, and that might be for more of a stylized effect. Mm-hmm. Like doing a volumetric on top of the fiber mesh.
Okay, what will you just make it transparent to look wispy, or?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, something like that.
Oh, something like that. I don't know if it would work or if it would look right, but I bet it would be.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious about it.
I wanted to try that on Creepy Moon Boy because I wanted to have him on a cloud. I might go back to Creepy Moon Boy at some point.
Creepy Moon Boy.
Creepy Moon Boy.
The first.
But we can bring him back. We could if we wanted.
I would start all the way over for sure.
Yeah, you were not happy with your Creepy Moon Boy.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing, and that's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Okay, Matt. It's gonna be okay.
Just gonna start. Oh, look at what we got here, boys.
Master of marshmallows. Still thinking that ZBrush is harder than Houdini. No way, man.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even a banana.
Not even close to a single banana.
Not even one banana close.
Here's an interesting one. I've
Houdini
got like some.
is very hard. Very hard. That's why people who do Houdini only do Houdini.
Hoodoo.
Houdini.
Hoodoo.
Like I've seen some really cool stuff, man. One dude like does these eyeballs around this kind of fleshy orb. So cool.
That's a story.
That was a story.
So tell me more about it.
That was it. He did fleshy eyes on an orb, and it was something I saw. I liked the post. Maybe I bookmarked it. I don't know.
I'm into it, dude. I'm into cool stuff.
Why are you accusing me?
I'm into cool stuff.
I like things. Oh yeah.
I'm in one of these zones to where I've like kind of duplicated and mirrored some things, and this happens a lot.
Oh, where you get that
so you basically have inverted normals, and it looks like hollow on one side. You can always, go to display and do double-sided, but that's not going to actually fix
the problem.
It's not going to fix the problem. So I'm having to go in and like meticulously get rid of all the stuff that has flipped normals and doesn't have flipped normals. So that's always a good time to have a good time.
It's always the right time to have a good time. I don't know. Stop it. All right.
Just
don't tell me what I can't do.
So I'm hiding everything that's not flipped.
We're not allowed to talk about the boys. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody has to be caught up by next week because we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 episodes out, guys.
Catch up.
If we're working 750 hours a week and can watch 3 episodes of The Boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So these guys are all flipped, and then I'm just going to go display, flip, like that. Looks like I kind of missed one here. Let's go ahead and do this. And this is important because ultimately your geometry is broken and it will ruin all of your reflections.
You'll have a bad time.
And we don't like to have bad times. We only like good times.
We don't want your bad times.
We don't want your bad times.
Please, sir. We don't want your bad times.
Please, no more.
No more bad times. Good times. A lot of people who watch this show are also working on things.
Yeah, we would like to see what they're doing.
We'd like to see what you're working on. So tag us. Tag us in what you're working on.
Yeah, show us. Show us the way.
Show us your milk.
Here we go. Almost.
Covered. Trying to add fibers to this, and I'm deciding if it's worth it or not.
Yeah, like to the
yeah, just to the edge, to the edges.
Got it.
I'm not sure if it's worth it, but it kind of looks cool, so I think I will keep it. I'm real confident, guys.
I'm making decisions. We're making it happen.
I even like this fiber that I built, so I'm going to save it, which is a good idea. Especially with fibers, save your fibers. Gotta eat your fibers and save your fibers.
You gotta eat your fibers. You gotta save your fibers.
And save your fibers. Look at you. You're so skinny. You're skin and bones. Eat your fibers. I have a very Jewish family, so
he's allowed.
I'm allowed. It's okay for me.
It's okay. Calm down.
My last name is Krichevsky, for God's sakes.
I mean, for the love of
For the love of the jury, Your Honor.
Ooh, that took a long time.
My God, for the love of milk.
For the love of milk, Your Honor.
Tell this man what you're doing.
Okay. Now we can get back to what we really wanted to do.
Make friends with a hippo.
Make friends with a single hippo. Just one. One hippo.
One hippo from the future.
One hippo from the future, please.
It's Neo Hippo.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get color on everything to keep that. Just establish, like we were talking about last time, some of that material breakup.
Master of the Marshmallow. That looks really nice.
What do we got? What is this? Color is that? Boop. And then this color is that kind of golden color. No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares.
cares.
It's a golden color.
My brain is mush. Man, I've been playing on Mid-Journey. I've been on the Mid-Journey.
I know.
And as you know.
I know.
And what's weird is, like, for the last week, I've been having Mid-Journey dreams.
Oh, nice.
Which is weird because, like, I don't really dream about anything.
Except for Mid-Journey.
Except for Mid-Journey. But no, it was weird. I felt like my brain was being rewired or something. Which is a positive sign, really. It's a good thing that I want to have happen.
We need it in our lives.
It's just weird. Like, why am I dreaming of a stupid AI program? It's on the mind. It's on my mind.
It's on the mind.
Mind.
There we go.
Hope everyone's having a good time. I'm having a good time making.
Yeah, tell us more. What's going on? What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? What's the big deal?
What's the hot goss?
What
is that hot, nasty goss?
Hot goss.
He likes it.
He likes it. He likes it.
He likes the hot goss.
He's okay with it.
Okay.
Those delicious fibers all on that cape.
Those delicious lips. Wait, what?
It's a sickness, folks. It's a sickness.
Yeah, we have an issue, and it's in our brain.
Our brains are bad and smooth.
Our brains are bad. That's how it works.
But you know what? Going to Monsterpalooza, seeing the people who love monsters or dressing up, having a good time, like that's why I love it.
I remember the first time I went. It was one of the most magical things I've ever experienced in my entire life.
It's truly like my Disneyland.
Seeing like the screen used like Terminator 2 stuff, like I mean, all that stuff was just like, what is going on? Is this real? It's like the first time you go to Stan Winston, you're like, oh my god, the legacy. You're like, wow, wow, dude. I remember whenever I interviewed at Stan Winston, they took me down to where they have all that. Gotta keep saying Stan Winston legacy.
I mean, they have a giant portrait of Stan Winston. So
yeah,
first thing you see when you walk in,
dude. That room with all of the stuff is insane.
Yeah, they're
Like
the
the
shop
whole
floor.
practical, the shop warehouse is just it's insane, dude.
It's like,
It is a mind fuck.
I mean,
100%.
it really is
100%.
wholly magical. It feels like it's like a work, like Santa's workshop. Just special toys are being made.
We've got we got a question about what is this folder or naming hierarchy. Do you use any specific folder structure for your projects, or does it come naturally? Seriously, thank you for your answers. You always want to be as 100% as organized as possible.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
That's what I'll say. But to say that I don't have 13 things on my desktop called final why am I alive.obj doesn't mean that things don't happen.
Well, like professionally, you should name everything because someone else is going to be
the
model. So like,
that's way
as like a courtesy, one artist to another, like name all your subtools and group them all nicely. So it makes sense so that if somebody else picks it up, they can do it. Also, this helps just generally keeping things clean. It helps with Transpose Master. Sending things over because it's based on your naming conventions. So if you have like a really ugly naming convention, sometimes that'll crash or cause errors in Transpose Master. It helps dealing with Keyshot, going back and forth to Keyshot. So just general rule is that it's good to be clean with your names.
Thank you, Luca. Appreciate that.
Lucas. Thank you, buddy. Matt's having Matt's guy is really having a bad time.
He's not having the best day.
He's not from here.
But the one thing that is so fun about ZBrush that separates like any other texturing experience is whenever you can just assign colors to your brush and you're going and you're like your cavity pass. Pass. You get that dark red for that subsurface kind of feel. I mean, dude, that's just too fun, right? It's too fun.
Sculpting with color is my favorite thing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Once you get to like a level where you're really comfortable with everything, suddenly sculpting with color is just the coolest. I'm going to give him a little fuzzy collar. A little bit of fuzzy collar.
I'll usually kick it over to skin shade whenever I start getting into the actual painting of stuff.
Yeah, it's the best way. And then also like Keyshot will bake in the material and send it over. So it's a good idea. He's having a good time.
Any fun stories from working as a teacher? Burned out embers has asked the man himself.
I mean, nothing crazy. Like I wish I had like. No, most of the students, they all come in at different places in their skills, and so it's just fun to adapt and help them through different work, roadblocks that we all experience as artists. So, man, nothing crazy. It's just like it's all fun. I love sharing knowledge and watching my students. They're not my students alone, but they take my class and then they go on and they take other classes and they produce awesome work. And I'm like, man, look at them go. It's just the coolest. What's up? Welcome.
What's up?
Yeah, working as a teacher is pretty rad. I mean, overall is really great. It for 9 years, yeah, working as a teacher at a school situation is quite different. Gnomon is a school unlike any other.
Oh, dude, Gnomon's gnarly, man. I mean, it's also the thing with Gnomon. If I can just get on the horn right quick, is
Oh, you get I was
dude, it's just like any other thing, right? You're gonna get out of it what you put into it, and it is a very high level school. I mean, whenever I went there, it was a very high level school, and
no, it's still it's still
I
like
imagine it's even higher level
yeah
now.
yeah
And I mean, that was 7 or 8 years ago almost, and man, I mean, just like with anything, if you put your all into it, you're going to get all out of it. And a lot of failure that I have seen is kind of like oh well, I thought this was like the magic button, right? Like I thought I could just show up and learn some cool stuff and be good, but that's not the case. That's not the case with any practice. Like you gotta put your work in, but you have the most awesome experienced teachers in the entire field that are still working. It's not like going to university or something and having your acting teacher be like in one commercial and then was like, okay, well, now I'm teaching classes. Like these people are getting off of like 10 or 12-hour days and they're showing up and it's like business. It's like, hey, it's been a long day. Did you do your stuff? Okay, well, let's critique it. Like, here's how you fix this.
they
Like,
they are pretty over your shit.
yeah. So like, it's one of those things to where if you show up and you're ready to rock, then man, rock it.
It's exciting. It's exciting too when a student comes in with the project and they've been gung ho on it. It energizes you, and it's super cool because you're like, oh yeah, they're inspired. They feel the fire, and then I get to do my Robin Williams impression and stand up on a desk.
He goes full dead
Yes,
poets.
Captain. And then we march somewhere, not very long because we don't want to march that long. But then we come back and then we sit down.
I remember the first day I was in your class. I thought it was really cool because I wasn't supposed to be in that class, and I like.
Way!
I spent all year begging Max to like give me that class, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, you got it." And it was this big thing. I was like, because it was a higher level class, I think, than the term I was at. But I was like, I realized early on, I was like, I didn't know this was real, and now I want to do this, And I showed up in that class, and the very first thing that you did, you were like, sculpture is like the language of art or something. You went into this whole thing, and then you were like, let's go next door and look at all of the physical clay sculptures. And you showed us all, and you were like, this is what you're doing. It is no more, no less. Like, you have to understand this because this is what you are doing on screen and in your presentation and your work. And it was just really cool because everybody was like sitting down, and it kind of broke everyone. And they were like, oh, well, let's go. Yeah, we've been in the sculpture room. We've been in the sculpture room every day for like weeks, but like you took us over there anyways. And it was like, it kind of put it into perspective for me because it's the whole, like you tell your grandma you do VFX and she's like, oh, you animated Disney. So it's like, oh, well, did you sculpt is that like a real sculpture? And you're like, well, I mean, yeah, it's the same. It's the same practice. It's just
same principle, just
it's different.
Just a little different.
Yeah, I mean, your class was a life changer for sure.
Thanks.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome.
I had good teachers, and like that was what really excited me, and like being able to share that knowledge, and then having like amazing knowledge shared with me, like actual secrets of like, you're like, what's the secret to creepy creature design? And like, oh yeah, it's 70-degree angles, and you're like, what?
Yeah, it all definitely depends on like the era too, because everything everything kind of mirrors itself in like
Yeah.
in like little decades, you know.
It does. Like certainly like an 80s era monster feels different than a 90s era monster.
100%.
You know, they all
100%.
they are kind of like products of their time.
I would say everything
Smoke trick
everything
too.
now I would say everything now feels more sci-fi than anything
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
right? Everything has kind of a sci-fi language to it, right?
A little bit abstract.
Interesting.
Check out the smoke, man. Smoke turned out great.
How's it turning out? Oh yeah, see, dude, it's such a kick-ass trick,
It's such
man.
a cool,
That looks
yeah.
great.
It's such a cool effect. And then we can even, come back to Marshmallow Land and pull some strands out.
Yeah. Yeah, using the dynamic features with the deflate and stuff like that will add some really cool.
But this is like why I was wondering if like fiber mesh might work for this in creating like little wisps and stuff.
Just like really large meshes.
Yeah, just like 400-pound meshes.
400-pound meshes. Man, I mean, this is not monster related at all, but have you seen have you seen the new Jackass movie or Jackass 4.5?
I have not. It's been on my list. I want to watch it.
I don't know if it's ever anything we could talk about on this show, but
yeah, I mean, like from my knowledge
guys,
of other
guys, it's like, why is this happening? I'm like, oh my god. And that's my little sidebar, dude. It's just so fun to just get some painting in, and also know that you're sculpting those valleys that you're texturing, because you'll keep it. I'll keep
this
it.
This is the real stuff. You know what I mean? Like looks great. This is the part that everybody wants to get to. Everybody wants to get to Noodletown.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to hopefully freeing up this week, and man, I'll just be back into printing and painting and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I got a couple of prints I'm working on, revisiting my Warbat model, trying to get a decent pose on it. Want to get a nice print of that.
Sounds really nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I busted out that iPad too last night.
Oh yeah. I saw that. I saw your little little guy.
It's just fun being able to just kind of dick around on the couch. You know what I mean?
Oh, we got a question.
Okay.
Any AA wants to know if any of you guys suffer from sciatica or starting to have discomfort from being seated for so long. Any tips regarding physical health from being an artist?
All right, Jared, take it away.
Here we go, buddy.
Take it away.
Here we go. It's time once again for Jared's Got the Owies.
Jared's got the owies.
So you guys can see I'm wearing compression gloves and compression sleeves. Look at that. Very fancy.
Man, you're looking like Michael Jackson.
Fingerless, and it kind of looks like, like my fingers are in the black, like little darkness, so they kind of look like little sausages that are flying in the night. But the point we want to make is that Matt and I have both experienced injuries from working, from sitting, from just doing this job. We both have had stuff. It's something I warn all my students about. That this job will take a toll on you physically. So what happens is we build up myofascial tissue, which builds up whether you want it to or not.
Yeah.
It's the sticky, webby, gluey stuff that binds muscle to skin to bone to nerves and everything else. That stuff builds up over time, and it needs to be broken down. So if your muscles feel tight or they feel like bundles of cords, then you need to relax the muscle. So massage, apply heat, foam roll, stretch, do all those things. You got to walk regularly. You got to get up regularly. Drink water regularly. Myofascial tissue likes to be slick. It likes to be wet. So drink water. I'm going to do that now. But basically, like this job will tear you apart.
Yeah, and actually, that is the perfect answer for that previous question. What is one of the things you wish you would have known ahead of time?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, you know what?
Like, dude, like the micro movements that you do, like moving your pen like this.
Yeah, even just
or resting your wrist on the desk and moving the mouse. That shit. There were weeks where I couldn't even use a mouse. It was like, oh my God, I'm not even old at that point. I was like, I was like 27, 28. I'm like, oh, this hurts. This is weird.
Yeah.
You know?
The first time it hit, I was teaching 3 classes. I was freelancing. I was working full time. And so okay, it makes sense that I burned out. But then it took me years of physical therapy to understand what was going on, why my body was reacting this way. And then when I had another flare up, not too long ago, I knew that okay, it's going to take this long to heal. I have to do this kind of work to it, and I need to treat it this way. And so
it's nuts,
Yeah, man. I mean, it sucks on a physical level, the pain you feel, but it also sucks, because myofascial tissue, by the way, is as sensitive as skin or more. It can be as sensitive. So even breaking up those knots can hurt.
And for all of you VFX artists out there, it's the second to last simulation pass you'll do on a fully animated character is your fascia and then your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Right over that muscle.
Yeah, it's responsible for a lot. And athletes, they will train their fascial tissue in the right way, so it works with the muscle. But because we're doing stuff that is not really beneficial to our body, it starts to bind in really bad ways.
Yeah, and we're also not throwing a ball into a hole.
Yeah, no,
that's just a sign.
It's wild because we just sit here.
Yeah, and somehow we get injured worse.
No, it is some bull crap.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah, man. So take care of your body. Drink a lot of water. B vitamins and folic acid help keep myofascial tissue slick, as well as omega-3 fatty acids. So taking fish oil supplements are good. Just making sure you take a multivitamin. Just take care of your body. I've gotten into steaming and sauna. And good sleep schedule as well.
Going to sleep early is very important.
It's so important. It's so good for you. And then, so I've been steaming sauna every day, 30 minutes, just sweating, so I can sweat out the crap that's my body has built up. Sweating it out, because those toxins will leave your body one of 2 ways, which is sweat or your bio break. Yeah, we'll just say you're going pee-pee, right? It's either coming out your sweat or it's coming at your pee-pee. So that's just how that stuff leaves your body. So you can sweat, you can exercise and sweat it out that way, or you can get a steamer, go to the sauna, sit in the sauna for 30 minutes. If you're in the sauna, sometimes you can get out, go take a cold shower real quick, then get back in the sauna. That's really good. That shocks the immune system awake, which helps fight all the crap that's going on in my arms. So it's taken me months to heal, and I'm still not fully healed. And now that my work has slowed down, now all I'm doing is just chilling and healing. So
yeah, dude, that I mean, sorry to
no,
interrupt.
go for
Continue.
it.
No,
Well,
I was. Oh, okay. Oh
okay,
no, okay.
okay.
Uh,
Uh, uh, no, but like when you have the opportunity for some downtime, take it, and don't keep working. Stop.
yeah, that's all I was gonna say was
Yeah.
there was a little over a year ago where I didn't realize the amount of work I was doing was injuring my body until just like one day you just go down to literally like open a file and double click on it. You're like, oh,
Why does that hurt?
I am literally in pain from
I'm
doing like 1 millimeter
the bare
motion.
minimum of work required for anything, and you're like, wow,
Yeah, and then it gets to like, oh, I can't click a button on the TV. I can't use my PlayStation controller,
you
shit like
can't
that.
use
And
the phone. How
yeah,
your
it's
thumbs hurt.
difficult.
You can't even
Yeah.
scroll and type. So it's very real, and it can happen if you're not careful. If you ignore your body, or it will come and get you. And I that's what happened to me. Is I wasn't being diligent. I was feeling comfortable. I'm like, oh, here we go. And then, oh, wow, I just totally crashed Keyshot.
Ooh, see, I did that recently. That's fun.
Look at that. Look at that. Look, it's a white existential void.
It hates it. It doesn't want to hang out.
It really does not want it. I think that's the scattering material.
Yeah, I mean, it's demanding, dude. It really is.
Yeah.
Also,
okay. We'll switch it off and then turn it on when we need it.
Also, the more you send back and forth into Keyshot, the more memory it stores, the easier it is to crash.
Yeah, it's crashing right now. It doesn't want my skelly belly.
Skelly belly.
We had a question which was, how old are we?
I am 15 years old.
He's 15, and I am.
Jared's 17.
I'm 17. I'm going on 18 this year.
He buys my cigarettes with the fake ID.
Mm-hmm. I'm really.
I'm. What am I? God.
I'm a person.
I'm 34 years old.
He's 34.
It's not bad.
And he drinks 32 ounces of coffee every day.
The first two. Okay. I see what's going on.
I see what's going on.
I'm getting scrutinized for my coffee and for my. I can't remember what the other issue was.
I don't know, but I'm still razzing you.
The tall man.
The tall man.
It's my fault. Everything's my fault.
We're just razzing you a bit.
It's a razzmatazz.
It's a razzmatazz. Let's see. I think character creator come to this healthy lifestyle sooner than others. What is the most needed job in VFX?
I don't know.
It's hard to say. I mean, like,
order.
I would probably say, like, if you always want to work, just do rigging.
I would probably say previs, guys.
Previs.
I don't know. There's a lot of, because it's a big world out there.
It's a big world.
I don't know. I mean, look at James Cameron, man. Like doing the Avatar stuff, they have an entire
VFX
department that just does high level previs, and then a whole nother department redoes everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. It probably is modelers. It probably is riggers, stuff like that. Animators are very hard to find. I guess actually in my experience, I would say that animators are probably one of the hardest to find. Good animators.
Good experienced animators. Well, I mean,
it's the hardest job in the business for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it is really tough. Even if you're a rock star animator, the amount of time it takes just to do one.
Just to do one shot. You're talking like months.
Months.
Like months.
Truly, they are the hero. You know, they bring it to life, and it's somehow like just watch a tutorial on animation, and then just marvel at how long it takes.
Dude, I would even venture out to say, learn how to get a basic rig on your model and animate it, and then you'll already know how hard it is.
Even one part, which is rigging, is just hard enough.
Yeah.
Rigging and skinning, and then getting that right. And then, and it's all hard, baby. It's all hard. You want to be a modeler, the art is hard. You want to learn to texture, it's hard. It's all hard. Hello, how are you, my monster heroes? Hello to you, Tattoon. We love you. Join us.
Hello.
Share your gelatin with us.
I would like to see your molds.
You heard it here. Send Matt your moles.
Let's see your
Hashtag
molds.
mole Matt.
Mole Matt.
Oh, mole Matt. It's terrible.
Yeah. Everything's okay.
We're gonna be okay. We're going to be okay. I just have to redo all of my materials.
That's okay, man. I'm just still painting. But I would like to talk about just kind of the localization of color here, like keeping those blues and these reds in here. So you've got your
the transition between the faces.
Yeah, and it helps. Like I did earlier, I did a bunch of like dragging alphas on just for some basic skin texture, and I just smooth it out eventually, right? And on my smooth brush, I try and take away the RGB every now and then just to get a nice little smooth, like all this color just kind of bouncing together, snapping together. But whenever you're working on creepy dead things, you've got your yellows and your blues and your reds and stuff, and it's just fun to always get in the crevices with your blues. It just makes it look dead.
It makes it
look dead.
It makes it look dead, and we like things to look dead.
And dead things are good. And also, like, more importantly, whenever you're painting your guy and you're doing your stuff, you can color correct and change every value you want to in your rendering software. That happens a lot to me. I'll paint a whole creature, and then by the time
you start tweaking it,
it's completely different, But all of the values are there, and all of the gradient is there, right? So it always works out
as long as the values are good.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. Do I know?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
The man knows.
The man knows. The shadow knows. Let's see.
That's always the funnest part, just painting stuff. Makes me excited to get back to start learning how to do the whole airbrushing workflow.
Oh man,
I can't wait, dude.
Have you
ordered a printer yet?
No, I haven't. I was waiting for the opportune moment. But it's on my list, and I'm excited to get back to it because this one, the one I'm looking at, has an auto filler with resin. So
that's nice.
So
is it still the Anycubic?
Yeah, that's the Anycubic.
Oh wow, look at that.
So that's the one I'm looking at, and then I'll buy it once I'm ready to strike.
Understood.
You know how that goes.
Yeah, for me, it's around December. Whenever I get nervous about taxes, I'm like,
I need
to spend $8,000. What am I gonna do?
We got some deductions to make, people.
Yeah, we really need to make this work, guys. I don't need to tell you this, but it's important.
Happy Christmas to me. Oh, yes. My two favorite creatures who also make creatures. It's Adam Hartel, everybody.
No!
Adam Hartel.
What's up, man?
Adam was at Monsterpalooza.
Oh, man.
Oh,
sad I missed you guys.
Question was, where do I get the Fly t-shirt that I'm wearing? This is Cavity Colors. Cavity Colors. Cavity Colors. They make awesome shirts. I love all their stuff.
So Cavity Colors, that's actually one I don't know. I'm going to have to tear that off. I do Fright Rags. I do Terror Threads. I do, God, there's another one that has only like 80s Italian shirts. They're so awesome. I'm going to have to figure out that. What's it called? Cavity Colors?
Cavity Colors.
I'm going to pop that
they send me all the Mechagodzilla shirts and everything.
Nice. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, now you're getting it.
No, okay.
Yes. And then, but they do a lot of like, their shirts are great. They're some of my favorite.
I've been thinking about starting my own t-shirt company. Just getting a bunch of people to make kick-ass artwork.
That'd be rad.
You know, like we can pick our own favorite movies. We can make cool shirts.
We can have a good time.
You know, it doesn't have to be. It could be Creature Corner shirts.
It could be Creature Corner.
It's like, hey, you know, we're making cool artwork for cool shirts. You know,
it says flip flaps on it.
It has a single flip and two flaps.
I would buy a flip flaps t-shirt. And it says, "Will you flip my flaps?"
I'm into it, man. Okay, I'm into it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it whether you agree or not. Yes. Any tips for posing in ZBrush? Lots of masking. Mask, unmask, and remask, and then blur, mask, and mask and mask.
Hopefully you have
posing. So
hopefully you have subdivision level.
Also, version up your model before you pose. So in case you mess up, you can always go back. Oh, that messed up. See, I always like the nuclear green of the original Skeletor skull. You know, like the toy. It's like this really bright green.
Yeah,
I have a cool bone material, but it doesn't feel right on him. You know,
I understand.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's looking great, dude.
Thanks, buddy. I'm having a good time. We're having a good time. Thank you all for joining us. It's 10 o'clock here in Los Angeles.
It's Creature Corner.
It's Creature Corner.
It's a good time.
We're having a good time making monsters. When you look up references for robots or humans, everything's fine, but I was wondering what the refs were for the double head.
Oh, the refs for the double on my end? Oh.
Yeah. What were you looking up?
Oh, there was no ref. It was an idea I had. Actually,
Did you sketch it?
I started with two skeletons, and then I merged them together, and I started from there. I was like, I want to make a giant... Because actually, just to give you... Here, let me see if I can find some sort of picture. What I wanted to do was, I had taken some time, and I actually, whenever I had free time a long time ago... Let's see what this is. Here we go. So I had made this kind of Dark Souls inspired armor right here. This is some sort of Photoshop mock-up that I did. I was playing Dark Souls 3 at the time before Elden Ring came out, and I was like messing around with these.
Nothing will ever beat Dark Souls.
Like I started getting into some armor, and I was like, I'm always looking for projects to learn new tools, new techniques. I did that with my Scorpion, my Mortal Kombat project. I learned the cloth stuff. I learned how to do some armor with this guy, and then eventually I wanted to make a giant boss for this guy to fight. And the first thing I did was like, oh, I'm going to make a dragon. And then I was like, it's boring. And I was like, well, I'll just make some sort of asymmetrical giant guy. Because I started playing Elden Ring and these other From Software games and found out that everybody is just, they're all so conflicted. Every character is conflicted.
Really having a bad time.
Like, they're just not hanging out. Like, they're having a bad time. And so I was like, okay, so maybe we've got a giant who's been, maybe imprisoned or cursed and has been afflicted to split both of his personalities into this. And so one being anger and one being greed. And the greedy guy just has this giant mouth looking to eat everything. And this other guy's he's just pissed off. You know what I mean? So after I had the initial block in, actually, I might be able to pull up here. Check this out. This will be fun. Let's see. To see where it started.
This project really evolved. It was really cool.
I mean, it's from because I did it.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. This is February. This was a 2-hour episode.
Wow.
I can't remember who we were talking to. I don't think it was Marantz. It might have been before or after Marantz. And then ultimately, I just started noodling on it 2 hours at a time, whether on the stream or in my own time. And I ended up doing some sort of concept image. Yeah. So I painted over it at one time, and I was like, oh, I want this weird, kind of uneven armor right here on this arm. This is the one thing that really stuck, minus the skull beard. You can see the skull beard here.
Skull beard. And
this crazy sword. And then I drew in this like weird ass mouth, right? And it's like a 30-minute thing. I'm like painting over a render, garbage illustration. But now, I'm here.
It gets you a direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's
absolutely
the garbage paint overs, because that gets you further.
It gets you everywhere. Like for me. I'll bring in a model just like that naked model that I showed you, and I was like, oh, I just literally painted it. Maybe he's got a cloak, maybe he's got some armor, maybe he's got a sword, maybe he's got some other stuff. And then through noodling with it, here we are. So I didn't have inspiration for the initial idea of the splitting head, other than the only thing I could think of was Hellraiser 4, whenever the twin brothers get their heads.
The mutated twins.
Yeah, he says, paint has a face. Allow me to show you. And then he goes, how dare you speak of pain? Yeah. I mean, Hellraiser's my go-to. So I'm always thinking about that. I'm always thinking about Resident Evil, and I'm always thinking about Mortal Kombat, and that is my philosophy.
Was that project of Scorpion you made like an individual, where you had a company job? That was for fun. He did.
Yeah. It was just like an individual. Were you in a company? No, I just did it. I did it because I hadn't been I had been doing a lot of production work. So I double as a look development artist and an art lead, art director on different projects. And so I end up doing a lot of rendering, shading, texturing, all of the other technical stuff that comes with art field. What I love to do is concept art, which is ultimately what we're doing right now, right? To a higher level, for sure. We hardly get to spend this much time on concepts. But,
this is a little bit different. This is more like refined, like really refined.
Yeah, it's like you're about to pass it off to production or some sort of people.
Finalized.
Yeah, and so it was. I guess it was over a year ago, year and a half ago, ZBrush had come out with all of these new tools, and I hadn't learned any of them. Like I haven't been in Zed in so long, and I was like, well, if I'm going to learn how to use the cloth tools, like let's make a costume, let's do something that I like, let's do Scorpion for Mortal Kombat. That is how that came about. I think the next one I'm going to do, honestly, is Solid Snake from Metal Gear 1, dude. That's
Really?
what I want. That's what I want to do next, big time, on my next costume project.
I need to do another proper like superhero suit.
No, it's wild doing that. It's also wild seeing like the official artwork that these guys put out. It's like, damn, so clean, so clean, so clean, dude, so clean,
so clean. It's so clean.
It's so clean.
Let me tell you, it's pretty clean.
But yeah, I mean, then you realize the notes are like, hey, can the hexagon tile be
change,
like,
change everything about it?
I mean, can you change everything about it?
Can you? We really
we're asking. What if it didn't have a face?
What if you just took away everything that made it unique?
What if it didn't have a face?
We've gotten that a lot.
Happens all the time.
All the time. Let's try that.
Dude, I've even thought about like getting proper UVs, not even proper, just workable UVs and stuff on this character to get it in physical.
Just to get it in substance or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, texturing in a program like that is so fun.
It really is. I mean,
especially whenever you have that poly paint to go off of, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you can really
use that in every different way.
Just take it. It takes everything to the next level. I mean, and the amount of variety that you can get in it is pretty awesome. Like non-destructive editing is so cool. If it didn't have the face, it would be Krite Hunter from Critters. Oh yeah, I love Critters.
The Krite Hunter, like the dude from Mars that wants to go to Earth to kill all of the critters.
I believe so. Yim yammery. So now I'm just rebuilding all my materials again.
That's okay, man. That's just kind of how it works.
Sometimes it's how it works, and then, you know, the deal.
It's also like, I mean, on a technical standpoint, I've been trying to figure it out, right? Because it only seems like it's name conventions. It doesn't seem like it's anything that has to do with like a vert order or anything. If your dude has changed a name by anything, it's not going to figure it out.
And you can kind of play with that as a trick too. Like if you need things to have the same material, just leave them as the same. Leave them as the same name, and they'll share a material.
They'll share a name.
2 hours.
They'll share a material.
2 hours already. What about those exercises you talked about? What exercises? That was 2 hours ago. I don't know. I can't remember an hour ago. What exercises? Physical? His name is Wimbley Pimblesmere.
He's a Pimblesmere, and he was born an attorney at law, and he'll die that way, Your Honor.
Your Honor, his name is Wimbley. What exercises? What qualities or traits would you guys say makes a creature artist?
You got to be goofy. You got to be goofy, dude.
Yeah, I think
in some sort of way, you got to be a little goofy.
I think it's pretty fair to say. I mean, like, what's cool is that like I've seen creature people come from all over, and we all have
Dude.
different things that we like, even in creatures, and so,
That's the best part about it, right? Like, I mean,
we're all just weirdos. You know what I mean? We're all weird.
Your personality comes through your work, right? Like, I think I could say that. I think I could say that confidently.
No, it's true.
Mean, if
Morantz was telling us the same thing. He's like,
I don't know. I mean, even down to like the more like serious and tight knit you are, the more serious and tight knit your anatomy and your posture and stuff will be. Like the more loosey and goosey you are, the more loosey and goosey your illustrations might be. But they're both giving off different vibes, and directors are going to be looking at that, and producers, and they're going to be feeling different things. That's why everybody and their mom is on a design job until it gets like funneled down into a direction, right? In my opinion.
Yeah. Everybody's got something different to offer and share, and it's all gravy. Matt and I we're really fond of Hannah Comstock.
Oh, dude, she slays.
We discovered her work, and her work really slays. And as far as I know, she's young and new in the industry, and like a new voice coming out. It's just exciting. Her work is super unique.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it seems like I don't know much about it, but it seems like she's more like product related, and her products look awesome. Like,
some artists, some artists are making a living selling 3D prints. They sell missions. There's lots of ways.
Pens, prints, sculptures. I mean, all of this other stuff, and every creature design I see that she does, I'm like, man, I don't know. It's just
super gnarly.
It's super creative, super out of the box. It doesn't look like everything else. It's cool, right? It's also one of those things before. It's also one of those things to where you can interpret it a lot of different ways.
Yeah,
because it's all so graphical, and the colors are so brilliant. But then you see your pencil drawings, and you're like, "Damn!"
I know. You draw it too.
That is gnarly, dude. It's awesome.
I don't like that. Didn't like that.
That's also the most important part, is undoing a lot of work because you don't like it. I think I've done that about like 7 times this episode
really,
so far.
Really didn't like what I was doing there, but
oh man, they dropped the trailer for the official announcement of the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh yeah, heck yeah!
So biggest deal in the entire world. Letting you guys know, in case you don't know, biggest deal in the whole world right now. Remake of Resident Evil 4.
Oh wow, lots of comments. Let's see.
What do we got?
What makes a good creature artist? I think observational skills for sure. Like you have to be able to look at nature and translate nature to a new design. Hello, framed world. Hello. What's up, man? Are creature artists or look dev artists more asked for? I would say look dev over creature, but
yeah, it's. I mean,
look dev is so broad. Like you're gonna work on a million different things.
Yeah, look dev is. I mean, the reality of it is that creature artist is. It's a small circle, man. It's just like designers, dude. So in order to break into that, you get into look dev, and maybe you get an opportunity to work on some creature designs, right? But that's I don't know. It's a tough industry for sure. In that right? Like whenever I was at Gnomon, they were like, "Don't be a creature artist." And this is not me talking shit. They were like, "Dude, it's such a tight knit thing," and so obviously I was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to be a creature artist. Like that's what I want to do." and I poured
You
everything
can't.
into
Don't
it.
tell me what I can't do.
Right? Does that mean that I take jobs that aren't creature jobs? Absolutely.
Sure.
But then, does it also mean that, if some of my buddies or anybody that knows me and they're bogged down or a job comes in for a creature job and they shoot it my way, that's what happens, right? That's what happens. It's an interesting field, and that's why I mentioned, do what you love, but also learn how to do everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. If you gotta back up, and like I always think that just the more stuff you can do, the more valuable you are. Like the longer.
100%, and that's like Survivor style.
Yeah, that's just
right? I'm obviously more of like, I want to do the one thing I want to do, So
yeah.
like, but having that backup is like, okay, I can do this for a little bit until some cool job comes in, Or maybe I did some cool job for long enough to where I don't have to do something I don't want to do for a little while. I can take a week or two off.
Yeah, I can not work and do what I like.
And that's the real deal.
That's the real deal. Top 3 film directors.
No, here it comes.
I have to think about this.
Top 3 film directors. I will answer that next week on Creature Corner. That's too much, man. That's too much.
Like, you gotta. Off the top of my head, David Fincher, Guillermo del Toro, and
Tarantino for me is Tarantino's top tier for sure.
God, man, like just 3. Yeah. I mean, Fincher for sure. I love all of his movies.
Yeah,
Del Toro for sure, just because he's Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, I would sit on that. I'd probably go, if I was going horror, I'd go Tobe Hooper. If I was going in general, I would go Tarantino, and if I was going for fun, I would go. Ooh, man, I don't know.
I know.
I almost fucked it up. I almost said things I didn't want to say. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's like, what's your favorite song if you're a musician? It's like, there's not a chance, right? There's not a chance. Like, I've been playing music for 25 years. I can't tell you what my favorite band, my favorite song, or my favorite musician is.
It's too much. It's too much. It's too good.
It's insane.
M. Night Shyamalan.
No. Not for me. Never. Not even close. I'm sorry. If someone said that, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend you.
No. It's it's an opinion.
I'm not there. I'm not there ever.
Make sure you save your work. Let's see. I remember seeing the dragon from Harry Potter 4 years ago, and thought that is CG. I mean, it's a dragon. We've never seen a dragon. So yeah, your brain is just automatically going to go, yeah, that's not real.
$100 says that person is young because whenever the N64 came out and we saw NFL Blitz, my dad, while we were in Best Buy and I was like 6 years or 7 years old, we saw NFL Blitz on the Best Buy TV and he was like, that's the realest thing I've ever seen. Right? So we all like, there's certain generations that just grew up with CG and they grew up with CG.
Yeah.
And then the generation after grew up with CG saying CG was bad, right? So I actually hear that a lot and I read it a lot on the internet. Jesus, CG is so bad, and then as a professional artist, you're like, I know. It looks pretty good. Like it looks pretty good.
Well, we'll probably get into some internet fights about like why people are wrong about why it looks bad.
Yeah.
I mean, like the advancements are so amazing that we've gotten to see. So it's not fair.
No, I mean it's all exposure and generational.
It's a subjective question,
Yeah.
Like, of course, it looks CG. We've never seen a starship land on a planet. We don't have reference for that in our daily lives. Let's see. What core skill? Here's a good question. What core skill artists make a good artist great? I'd say number one is lighting.
Yeah, the fundamentals, dude.
Yeah,
Shape recognition, sculpture, lighting. That's it. Like those are the main things. If you can identify shapes and lighting, like, in my opinion, anyways.
No, I agree. And if you're a character artist, anatomy, number one.
Yeah, for sure.
Got to know anatomy.
Shapes and lighting, man.
Shapes and lighting. Like, if you can make a shape look like a good shape.
So Max Dayan, hard surface teacher / possibly educational director. I don't know what he's doing now at Gnomon. He used to say this thing in Intro to Maya. He would say, if you can model he would say, if you can model a garbage can, you can model a mech, right?
Yeah.
And so the theory behind that is you literally are dissecting what shape everything is. That is what anatomy is. That is what hard surface modeling is. That's what lighting is. That's what everything is. If you can look at something and be like, that's a cube with some different scripties and bipties, or that's a rectangle that's a little tapered on one end and broad, if you can look at stuff and break it down to its primary form, you can understand A, how to light it, B, how to model it, and C, how to just make it look incredible. And he said, if you can model if you can model a garbage can, you can model or not a garbage can, but like a dumpster, right? Like those square dumpsters. If you can model a dumpster, you can model a mech. Because there's a lot of complexity on like the 4 tiers of modeling that goes into literally modeling a garbage dumpster. I mean, it's like, A, it's a square, but B, there's a lot of these
little tiny ridges.
Yeah, things are coming off of it that are perfectly engineered so that the hooks can go through and lift it up, and then the top of the lid has hinges and it's got ridges on it. It's all of these things are very technical. It looks very simple, but at the end of the day, if you know all of those techniques, you can model a transformer, dude.
You can,
That's how it works. Like, that's literally how it works. Like, those are the fundamentals.
You too can model a transformer. And good kit bash parts.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, you want to be like that.
Okay. So okay. you wanna talk about
Okay. I see what you're trying to say.
He asked what made you a good modeler. He didn't ask if you could kit bash to be a good modeler.
I'm just kidding.
I'm joking.
Fundamentally,
I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
Dylan, I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
I never learned how to ask for people's burgers.
Oh, that man.
R.I.P.
I know. Legend.
He nailed it.
Got us real good, and then he left.
Us real good, and then he bounced.
And he bounced out like a hero. There we go. See, I love tweaking parameters. It's my favorite part. I just want him to look really gritty and gnarly. You know, he is a Skeletor, after all.
He is a single, powerful Skeletor.
One unit of Skeletor.
A single unit of Skeletor.
Single unit Skeletor. Bump up that spotlight a little bit. Yeah, study good lighting, good fundamentals. What's the most boring part? I can model a sphere, I can model a planet.
What is the most boring part?
I would say you laying out UVs. Maybe if you're in Topo land.
The most boring part. I don't know if there's a boring part, honestly. I think there are tedious parts.
Yeah.
But it all depends on, your end goal, right? Your end goal. Your end goal is the entire question of VFX. In any position you're ever in, you get hired for something, you want to do something, you've got to know what your end goal is. Do I want a single 2D image? You don't have to worry about shit. You want to get deeper into that? You got to worry about a little more shit.
You got to worry about
You want to get way deep into that? You got to worry about a lot of shit. It's like, I don't know. And none of it's boring. It's all tedious. But it's also like, you've got to be good at your craft to do it right. Right? I don't know. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it.
There's just a lot to learn.
Most boring. Man, rigging your character and panning weights, that's got to be just the one thing that's like, I don't want to do that.
That's why they pay a lot of good money.
I don't want to do that. Yeah.
Because it is hard.
That's that one thing where like, I don't want to do that. I just don't.
Most of the time, like for me, I start getting into pipeline stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
You know what? I sculpted the thing. I don't want to do this anymore. yeah, for sure. You're just like, I'm done. I hate this.
I'm kind of done now.
Dude, I feel you, bro. I'm way into that.
Because for me, sculpting just anything is, there's a lot of thought that I put into everything, so it's exhausting.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to do that.
For me, I'm always doing stuff with anticipation to go into production, even if I'm not even
remotely going to go there.
Yeah, remotely going to go there. So I always find myself in little divots. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm done. Or
for me, I
work on it. Am I going to work on it for 2 more months?
I want to get excited enough on something to take it to production level, because I always think oh man, I need to do a full production creature just to show it. And then you see some artists online and they model all their stuff, they're rigging it all, they're putting it into shots. There's a Japanese artist and I don't know his name, but dude is putting in VFX shots and he's doing this really fast and he's doing simulations and animations and all this stuff, and I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Some people can just do it all, and they're very, very good at it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the secret is to just have something to fuel it, right? You have that one idea that is okay, well, I've got this idea about this thing. I could put in a little bit of work and then maybe get some sort of cool project out of it, right? So I feel about stuff. I'm like, well, maybe I could rig this and make it move and do a short film, or maybe I could have a 30-second animation where this thing looks cool.
I mean, I definitely go through that, and then my brain then I start doing the math of how long that's going to take, and that's what always throws me off. Is I'm like,
100%.
It's gonna hurt.
Take 100 million years.
It's gonna take 100 million years, and
then you realize that all the guys posting, or all the people posting that stuff on the internet, are students and have all the free time in the world.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
they're like, oh, okay.
Pros are not putting. I mean, some pros are very prolific, but they're not putting out a ton of work, because sometimes they get into production, they disappear for a while.
Yeah, that was one of the most important things I heard from Max was you're going to have instructors that are industry professionals, and you're going to look at their portfolios and they haven't done any personal work, and it's because, man, they've been busy for 5 years. They're not going home and working on stuff. They're going home and trying to spend time with their family or calm down from the crazy week.
Because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sheesh. Yeesh. Aside from VFX, regarding color and detail, do you like colorful films like Ratatouille or The Secret Life of Pets? Yeah, absolutely.
I like everything.
I mean,
Like everything until it sucks.
I mean, I have a kid. Yeah, I have a kid, so I'm watching a lot of the same movies 400 times. So what's cool for me is, like, one, I get to appreciate the artistry. I get to look at, like, the details, and I get to think about, like, oh, how did they approach this shot, this story problem, whatever it is.
Right.
So I love it. I love all of it. And then when just learning how hard it is to make anything, anybody that's made anything, they know it's hard. And so I think anybody that's, like, has seen through something, you're amazing. Like, all the Pixar movies are amazing. A lot of the CGI movies are amazing. I love them all.
Yeah, I mean, that's, not having just to go back to kind of what we talked about previously, was a certain generation or people watching things being like, oh, that CGI looks terrible, right? Like,
Yeah.
so for instance, me and you, we grew up and we saw CGI and we said, that is not terrible. That's awesome. And it was terrible. Like, because we saw it for the first time. It was like, this is crazy.
I mean, dude, like, I grew up in the era of MTV.
Yeah.
The Dire Straits video was the first CGI.
Oh, dude.
One for nothing, man.
I remember watching those.
I remember watching that, and I was
10 polygon characters, and I was like, he's in a whole store.
I mean,
he's moving refrigerators.
There's things about microwave ovens, and it's some
color TVs,
color TVs, and it was great, and we loved it. And
that was CG, and that was awesome, and that was okay, Boomer. Yeah. Thank you. We're just trying to give you some.
We are millennials.
Yeah, we're just trying to give you some context, right? Because we grew up without cell phones and CG, so whenever it all came in, everything was crazy and awesome. That was the whole point I was making about NFL Blitz, right? Like, my dad and myself seeing like 8 polygons looking like football players and be like, wow, that looks so real. But now all of the new generations are coming up with phenomenal CG. And everything that doesn't look as good as the previous thing is bad CG.
Yeah,
and ultimately, that's wrong. The CG is great, dude. It's just like, obviously it could be better. We're in the uncanny valley. We're in the perfectionist realm. We're in that era of CG right now, to where if it doesn't look 100% perfect, to where just an average viewer can't point it out, man, it's just
just talk to anybody who...
It's just a far cry from what we grew up with.
Stuff. Like, I show videos to my stepdad who... doesn't understand any of this stuff, and it all looks amazing to him. He's like, I like all of it.
Right.
So I mean, like, we grew up with it. We watched it evolve. We're watching it evolve right now.
Yeah, for sure.
It evolve
constantly
evolving, constantly changing. It's one of the first things they tell you at Gnomon is there will always be new tools, new techniques, new things to learn. So your job is to just adapt and thrive. That's it. Learn the new thing, get good at it. There will be another tool right afterwards. Do you think that CGI will ever get to a stopping point?
No,
I don't think so. I think the perfection, like the desire for perfection, that's just kind of human born. What comes after this is holograms and AR and VR, and they're only going to get better. And then now with AI driven art generation, the next thing will be AI driven geometry generation, and who knows what else. We're at like yet another kind of massive shift in the industry. So it's like, no, it'll always go on. It will always continue. What is better, to be a generalist and get paid for lots of stuff with a million problems, or be a specialist and do your tiny thing and feel okay? I'm a specialist, so I do my tiny thing and I feel pretty good about it. But like, it depends on what you like to do. Do you like to solve a bunch of little problems, or do you like only want to focus on one thing and get good at that one thing?
Yeah, I would echo what I was saying earlier. Is like, do what you want to do, but also be a generalist,
Yeah,
right?
learn.
So,
I mean, learn a little bit.
the reality is, if you want to be a creature designer, $100 says you're not going to be a creature designer off the bat. You're going to have to meet a bunch of people. You're going to have to put your time in. You're going to have to work different jobs. You're going to have to meet people. And then you'll land a couple of jobs doing this and that. And then over a couple of years, you'll land more jobs. Da 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 da. Fill in the blank. It's mafioso level on like a certain type of like creature design, right? Like character design, creature design. All of these studios have a bunch of artists in their pocket that are like they've been doing it for a long time. And so
they're established artists. They have clients that they work with that they're comfortable
exactly.
And, that's just how they roll. So like, you got to get your foot in the door. You got to make your name. You got to build a client list.
Yeah.
Show that you can follow through and produce, good work.
I will say, as someone that has been in charge of hiring, training, and working, the less you know, the less valuable you are, right? So whenever I've been in 3 companies where I've been a designer and a look development artist, and it's a very wide spectrum of responsibilities. And whenever we hire people and we interview people and we bring them onto the team, like let's say that our design department's full, right? And we're hiring people for development, like look development and modeling and texturing and stuff like that. If they're showing the initiative and they're making good points, it's impossible not to see that. It's impossible not to see that someone is putting forth the effort and making very good decisions to design things. Mm-hmm. And that's how it works. It's all networking, right? It's like that job is something you can't apply for out of school. That job is something you apply for with 2 to 3 professional recommendations and a portfolio. And it takes a long time to get in my experience, to get into like some serious design. You got to know people that know you're capable of that kind of work, and having that generalist background and experience, it's only going to do you better, and it's only going to get you farther.
I agree. Yeah, just overall, that's kind of how I started, was a generalist intern, and then it was me begging Aaron. I'm like, hey, let me design something, and I had been around long enough that he's like, okay.
He's like, sure, why not, right? Sure, why not? Exactly.
And then what I designed was absolute garbage, and and it took me 2 years to get good, and until I finally developed and became a lead. Red Baron Gaming is saying it. I feel like being a character artist is so hard to find a job. Like, it's hard to find a job as a character artist. That's because everybody wants to get into CG. They want to do character art. So you're jumping into a crowded arena anyway.
Okay.
There are jobs. There are jobs out there.
I'm going to put my pen away, but I also want to speak on that. Sorry, not to interrupt. I also want to speak on that, though. So
speak.
Yeah, character art, especially now. Like, yes, it is very hard because of the level of execution that
everyone's so good.
Dude, listen, out of the box with unreal metahumans. Who are you competing with, bro? It is hard. It's really hard. It's really hard because it is like, dude, it's undoubted that whenever you're working on your project, your supervisor isn't going to throw in metahuman stuff. Well, look at what they did. And it's like, look at what they did, bro. They took 15 years to master like human heads. It's insane. It looks great. I am a single person, right? So it is a highly competitive field. That's what I'm saying. It's just like what Jared's saying. Like, I see it a lot in production. I get this a lot of times. They're like, we want to build from the ground up and we want it to look amazing.
Woo.
Dude.
You know how much work that is?
Dude.
It's so much work.
Dude. That's like 15 years of engineering right there to where they can drag and drop cool ass stuff.
I know.
You know, like and so character artists, of course. Dude, character and creature artist, it's like one of the hardest jobs to get into. You know, but it's also one of those jobs that what we talk about is learning everything you can, doing everything you can, and then just constantly pushing towards the thing you want to do. Right? That's how I took my career.
The question was, you know, how many characters do you recommend for having a portfolio? I mean, at least like 3, I guess. I mean, like what's 1, 2, 3? What do you?
I mean, dude, it's it's an open-ended question. Oh, dude, hold on. Let me do a sidestep. Yeah, the fog was looking so cool, Jared.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, that was looking so cool.
It's looking.
It's looking great.
Now that all the materials and stuff are happening, I feel
he's looking great, dude.
He's looking really grim and kind of like gnarly.
So, just to bounce back to the portfolio question, I would rather see, you know, if I was hiring someone, the first thing I want to know is scope and timeline, right? I want to know, like, I don't want to see 10 characters. I don't care. I want to see 3 really good characters, even 1 or 2 very good characters, and I want to know how long it took to make. You know what I mean? I want to know where you're at skill level, because if we're going to hire you on a company level, we're going to have to get you into a completely different pipeline than what you're used to. And we will learn from you. We might adapt to some things you want to do, but ultimately it'll probably be a complete upside down version of your workflow. That's how it works.
Hope you enjoy Linux.
Yeah, right? Like, okay, well, that's great. We're on Mac, we're on Linux. You know, we're using software you've literally never heard of. And it's like, okay, I don't know how to do stuff anymore. So I want to know, like, did you take 6 months to make the character? If you took 6 months to make the character, don't apply. That's too much. It's too much. We're in production, man. Like 6 months is like compositors are delivering like DI shots at that point. Like we want to know if in a couple of weeks you can get us a decent thing that we can nitpick for 2 months. Right? Yeah, that's what production is. It's like, can you knock this model out? Can you knock this stuff out? And then can we just tear it to shreds for 4 more months? So I might be ranting, but whenever sorry.
It's true. I mean, like nothing.
Yeah. I mean, wrong. It's all real, man. Like less is more, and more information is better, right? If you can deliver me 1 or 2 characters that look awesome, and you say, "I did this in a month," that would blow my head off. I'd be like, "Okay, cool," because a lot of the times you'll get bids. You'll be like, "Hey, we've got this crazy thing we got to make." And they might ask you point blank, how long is it going to take you to make this? That's the shit you got to be prepared for. You got to be prepared for that. And to answer those questions, you have to ask the right questions. Where is the model? Is there a model? Is there reference? Is there fill in the blank lighting? Has anything been improved?
What's the scale? Where?
Yeah, I mean, like
what does it move like? how heavy is it? What does it look like next to our character? I mean,
Do
my
you
God.
have any advice for teenagers looking to get into this industry? Practice every day for 10 hours a day, all day.
Well, I mean, that's not feasible for teenagers because they have school, they have other responsibilities. My advice for teenagers getting in is, I mean, just start drawing right now. Get your portfolio ready. Just start building again those fundamentals. You have the entire internet at your disposal, and there's lots of knowledge out there for free. There's a lot of bad knowledge out there, so suss it
Yeah, I
out.
mean,
Look,
everybody has much more than what we had. That's for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
But just keep practicing and practice every day, and then learn your fundamentals. If you want to do character art, learn learn anatomy. If you want to do environments, learn composition. Learn the natural world, how nature likes to set up environments.
And if you want to do anything, learn lighting.
Learn lighting, and lighting will make everything cool. Let's see. Very important question. What period of time is acceptable for creating stylized characters? Something at the level between you doing Mickey Mouse. So I do stylized characters as well. They're both difficult. Stylized or realistic, they're both time intensive. I mean, it depends on the simplicity of the character. Like we could rep out a Mickey Mouse much faster than we could do a Skeletor, just because the nature of the things that you need to build for a Skeletor are different than a Mickey Mouse. What I would recommend actually is if you're interested in stylized characters, check out Letitia Gillette's stream.
Yeah.
She's now streaming on Gnomon on Sundays.
Dude, she's so good.
She took over Archetype.
It's so good.
Her work is stylized. It's it's so good. It's like so overwhelming. So I would recommend checking out her stream. There's lots of other streams on the Pixelogic site. Shane Olson sculpts stylized characters. They're also amazing. I mean, there's so much content. But yeah, I would say, it's going to take a little bit less time, but I mean, not a lot. Now for production, it might be the same level of work on a full character, because characters are going through changes and all kinds of stuff.
And what was the question?
It could be like 3 to 6 months for a pipeline character. The question was, what's acceptable time-wise for creating a stylized character?
Yeah, I mean, it's dependent on client, right? Like I also feel like that's kind of I feel like it's not to sound one way or the other, but I feel like it's a junior question. It's a question that I would have whenever I was just getting into this. Like, okay, like, well, how long does it take? Like, I mean, you'll figure it out once you get in there, because the client will tell you. They'll be like, okay, we want to hire you to do this. We need it tomorrow. And you're like, oh, that's how long it takes. That's how long it takes to get a stylized character, right? Like, I don't know. It goes both ways, right? Because stylized characters and photoreal characters are hyper difficult in both of their own ways, man.
Everything is hard, man.
And there's not a numerical value or a person that can tell you otherwise. It's all different.
I feel like in animation, especially the level of work on blend shapes has to be just insane.
Jesus, dude, doing skin sliding blend shapes, which is something we should do at some point.
That'd be fun.
Whenever I bust out another production character, I can show you guys how I do that stuff. It's really fun. It's really fun how it works. But man, you're talking about doing like 100. I have a library of me doing faces like this.
Just yeah.
I like learning all the different muscles, like how things move. But man, it's almost 1 a.m. here.
I know, man. I know. You are we've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been a great time, dude.
We've been having a very good time, and I've got fog on fog now.
Dude, the fog is looking great. I'm gonna have to render and pose my guy out of stream because it's apparently murdering the stream quality.
I mean, like I'm pretty close. I get. Let's check in. Why don't you check in first, Matt?
Sure, man. Here I'll strip it up.
It was more like sculpting than anything today, right?
I did. What I did was, where's this at? Beep. I did a lot of paint work on my guy. Paint sculpting. Just adding more definition and color to the chest, to the arms. I a lot of some low res skin texturing that I smoothed over. I didn't want high res. I didn't want the high res hyper real bullshit in there. I just wanted some breakup on the skin texture. Then I went in here, everything damn standard, just dark brown, dark orange, dark red on every vein. A little bit of standard, just only RGB texturing the yellows and the blues. And once you become a character artist, you kind of start to understand the localization of color on the faces, where the yellows, the blues, the purples, and the pinks are. And I just kind of noodled. On that. I also went through and, there we go. I did some color breakup on the. One thing. One thing I did was made sure that all of the normals were flipped in the proper, the proper direction for the skulls, or sorry, the skeletons that are holding together the little medallion there on his cod piece. But yeah, so I think after it's over, I got the sword. The sword is cool. It's got
sword is cool. That's rad.
It's got it. It's made out of iron and skeleton hands for the hilt. And I need to add all the color to that, but once I can pose this hand holding it, maybe move the left leg out a little bit, it'll be looking cool. That's what I think.
It looks great, dude. And then like all your test renders are looking.
Oh great. Man, dude, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean they're looking really cool. It's a big ass model, dude. It's a really big model.
Hell yeah. Looks great, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
So this is where we ended up tonight.
Oh, look at the background doing all the work. That's great, dude.
Working there, and then
did you just do a gradient for the background?
It's Olsen's Barcelona skies.
Well, will you show me on the
environment? Oh yeah, let me I'll just pop in a new one.
Because I don't have the pro version, so I just have. Can you blur?
Yeah. So
okay, so in the pro version, you can blur it.
Yeah, it's over here in the HDRI editor.
Yeah, dude. Funny fact: I bought my Keyshot through old ZBrush, and now I can't upgrade it to new Keyshot through new ZBrush. So. But dude, that looks great. Okay, so it's Barcelona rooftops.
With it's blurred. And I have a green light in here, and then when I go to render time, I have some fog in here, but chances are I'm not going to use it. But it looks fun for the 3D.
It looks really good, man. It looks really good. You should at least render off a bonus pass with it.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. And then it'd be nice to have like more of this kind of fog. Like you know what I might even do, just real quick. Bear with me. If I just duplicate this.
Scale it up.
Scale it. Oh, it's gonna.
I did that on my Mechagodzilla, and this is gonna eat your computer alive, dude.
Oh, not my computer.
Oh, not mine. Not my $1 million man.
There you go. So now we got a little bit of additional fog. I love this machine, man. This like I've dealt with the pain of crappy machines before. So now
let it sit.
living.
Let it sit. It's I'm not trying to screw with you, but let it sit so we can see how awesome it
How
looks.
dare you?
Yeah. No, because of the resolution. It's not jumping. No, that looks great, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks so cool, dude. That's nice, man.
It'd be fun if I populated, a little scene with some graveyards or something like that. I don't know. We'll get
dude, you need to get some headstones in there.
Get some headstones, but I really like this kind of underneath shot.
Yeah.
For super menacing, and then there's also the the nice kind of close up.
Do you have a different lighting scenario, or just like a top down or anything, or is this
right now it's it's the 3 spots.
Yeah. You got your fill, you got your rim, and you got your kicker.
Rim, then the fill, and then my kicker is the green.
Nice, yeah. That's what's up.
Just to add some,
to add some He-Man, vibes to it.
There, some bright colors and but I'll fire off renders pretty soon, and I think we're gonna call it.
Dude, the staff looks dope as hell. Dude.
The staff is probably my favorite part now.
Yeah, of course. It's just the kick-ass little accessory. He's so good.
It's very witchy. It looks very sorcery. Warlock.
It's
dark warlock. And then for a character with a neon green skull and blue skin, can you make him look menacing and cool?
Yeah, of course. Well, that's dope, man. I'm glad we get to hang out for a bonus hour.
I know, man. So thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. If you want to tell us how you feel, share your love with us.
Donkey Show said urinals, and I'm into it. Just wanted to let you guys know.
Sure. Matt Millard's available at Matt Millard 3D, and that's at his Instagram. And then on his Twitter, he is at @itchytasty_.
There's an underscore in there.
And then you can find me at Instagram at Jared Krichevsky. And then you can find me at Twitter at MonsterMash042. So please reach out to us. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you want to see more of. Is there something you want us to help?
What's the best scary movie you've ever seen?
What's the best scary movie? Tag us if you've been working on stuff, and keep it.
Show us your artwork.
Show us your artwork.
I want to see it.
We want to see it. We want to love. Is the thing. Thank you to our sponsor Lenovo. Thank you to Matt Millard for hanging out with us, and thank you to all of you for tuning in and sharing your love of creatures with us. Good night. Be safe. We love you. Good night.
Peace, brother.